Alright, so you read the title, so let's dive right into everything that we're going to be seeing in regards to Warzone 2. First off, you read the title, you saw where it pretty much said that we're going to get one-shot snipers, so I'll start that off. That way, you know, I'm not clickbaiting you and you can move on if you don't want to hear anything else. So in regards to one-shot snipers. Now, as we have already seen, we had them drop that little rainbow variation in March where it was a one-shot anywhere. Now, they have confirmed that one of the things that we should be excited for is that they are intending to return one-shot sniper rifles under certain attachments and platform conditions as part of the upcoming seasonal update. That means in a few more days, we will be seeing one-shot snipers make a comeback. Now, what do I think this means? Odds are I'm looking in the 50 cal range. So that means the Intervention, that means the Victus, that means the Sigma, Signal are probably going to be one-shots to the head. Why? Because let's face it, it's more rewarding. Another thing that they said that will be dropping is that they're going to be changing buy station locations to put them in safer spots, you know, indoors or places nearby cover, and this will apply to both Al Mazrah and Ashika Island. Now, more importantly, why don't we dive into the rest of the patch notes? For those of you who don't want to know anything else besides the sniper rifles, you guys have a wonderful day. For the rest of you who want to stick around and hear the rest of this stuff, let's dive in, shall we? So the first thing that they announce is what's going to be intriguing. Large-scale, massive resurgence. Now, massive resurgence implies exactly what you think it does. This means that at launch, we're going to see standard resurgence with some tweaks. What does this mean? Oh, I don't know. All of Al Mazrah, the entire map, all 150 players against each other in quads or trios in resurgence. This means rather than playing traditional battle royale on a large-scale full map, you'll instead have resurgence. And keep that in mind, that means that you're going to have the full number of squads. That means if you somehow manage to survive, your teammates will keep coming back until the last few circles. Now, speaking of which, something that you won't see a resurgence, but for those of you who play traditional battle royale, they are going to finally, after using part of what remains of the 2v2 monstrosity that was the Gulag, they're introducing the new Black Site Gulag. This will pretty much be carrying forward as the new 1v1 Gulag and will be a way to go about things. Now, it's pretty much a rectangular asymmetrical map with several interior spaces and long external routes. Now, keep this in mind. For those of you who are worried about how this map is going to play, it also will be featured as a gunfight map that'll be returning as a 2v2 multiplayer mode, so feel free to hop into a custom map as soon as Season 2 drops to test out the map and get a feel for it before it even drops. Now, some of you might be wondering, hey, we saw on Ashika Island that they dropped drones that you were able to use. Well, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. The redeployed drones will now be making their drop finally in Al Mazrah. Now, at the cost of course, being, exposed to potential gunfire, because let's face it, Al Mazrah is a little bit more open than Ashika Island. These redeployed drones in Al Mazrah will not be in the same positions for each match, but they'll be roughly spaced apart in a way that allows for quick access to numerous points of interest. Now, outside of the train and other vehicles, these redeployed drones could be the difference between escaping the collapsing circle and suffering death. Now, something that we missed from, of course, Warzone 1 was perk packages. Being able to get perks outside of our loadouts. Well, in some aspect, we'll be seeing that returning, because perk packages are now a new addition to Warzone 2. So, you might find them scavenging through supply boxes, or, wherever the opportunity to purchase a perk pack at the buy station could be. So instead of, purchasing your loadout, you can instead purchase the perks if you don't have enough money. And what this will mean is that you will have 3 different perk packs, one of which being Vanguard, one of which being Recon, one of which being Spectre. If you don't know what those are, feel free to hop into Warzone 2 and you can actually view the perks that you get with that. Now keep this in mind, they mention that perk packs are not just for the people who don't have perks. Those of you who get your loadout with Overkill should look at this as a similar aspect to those of you who used to get a second loadout in Warzone 1. You can use the perk slot and get a different perk for the middle one. This means maybe you want Double Time or Bomb Squad or another useful perk so that you don't just waste it on just simply Overkill. Now we also have the World Series of Warzone open playlist, which is going to be dropping from the 27th to the 30th, but I will drop a trailer to that eventually so that you guys can kind of see what's coming up, because that needs its own video. Another thing we will be seeing at the very launch of this event, and this is going to spread out across multiplayer, Battle Royale, Resurgence, as well as DMZ, and that of course is what's called the Trophy Hunt event. Now, how this works is that for a limited time, you will have it that you will be collecting trophies, pretty much picture them like tokens, that will be able to be used to redeem for rewards in the event section of the main menu. Now, I want you to keep this in mind. In multiplayer, so that means normal multiplayer, not Warzone, you will have it that enemies will drop one trophy. So this means in non-round based modes, you're going to have to be able to pick up these in order to collect them. In round based modes, so we're talking one life modes like Search and Destroy, simply eliminating an enemy will grant you a trophy. Now in regards to Warzone, this goes for Battle Royale, this goes for Resurgence as well as Plunder, but we'll get into that. Enemy operators and AI will drop trophies. Trophies are lost upon death, so winning the match or banking them at a buy station will guarantee their safety. The same goes for DMZ. Enemy operators as well as AI combatants both drop trophies. Trophies are lost upon death, however, successfully exfiltrating or banking them at the buy station guarantees their safety. Now keep in mind that you'll see everything ranging from Attack 56 Blueprint as well as other things that you can redeem using all those wonderful little tokens. Now, I know I mentioned Plunder, and let's face it, we have been begging for this to come back ever since it was ripped out of our hands from Warzone 1, and sadly, while I'd love for it to be at launch, it looks like we will have to wait till the mid-season. Now, how it works is very similar to how it worked in the past. Collect the most cash after a set time limit with infinite respawns. Now, what does this mean? All you have to do to get to the overtime period is hit 1 million in cash and then pass that and win the match. Now, during Plunder, you can kill people, you can complete contracts, partake in events, which I'll mention those, clear out strongholds and black sites to earn even more cash. Operators can choose to either hold their cash, or just like in the past, you will be able to use the cash deposit helipad, but keep in mind that just like in the past, having that show up will cause people to come after you. You also have the cash deposit balloons come back for mobile transactions, so you don't have to do it so out in the open. Now, we have seen different variations of Plunder, but this time we will be seeing different events in Plunder. The first of which is based off of a mode that we saw in Warzone 1. This, of course, is the event Blood Money. So, it's not just a Plunder variant. This means that you get double cash is earned from eliminating and looting operators during the Blood Money event. You have another one called Cannon Fodder, which no idea what that is because it's redacted. You have Heat, which means black sites and strongholds will pay out 5 times their usual reward, but will be even harder than before. You have also Contractor, which doesn't say what it has. You also have Money Siphon, which means the ATMs around the map are going to be pouring out an endless supply of cash, which pretty much means as long as you hold that, you're getting unlimited money. You also have Chokehold, which I can only guess that means holding some sort of point, but who knows. Then, of course, you have a couple of new buy station additions with the new version of Plunder. The first is a credit card. This means that you will save more money using the card, which will now give you 10% cash back on any and all purchases. So the next thing that you'll see, life insurance. This pretty much means that you will leave a legacy until you respawn, that is. That means you will save 50% of the cash on hand when eliminated by picking up life insurance for a small amount of money. Then you have Angel Investor. This means putting cash down so you can pick up a top secret contract with enhanced payout multiples for whatever task it presents. In addition, you get a free UAV. So what exactly does this mean? This means that in regards to Warzone 2, it looks like they're listening to a lot of the changes, but I'll be blunt. I have seen too many of my friends, too many of the people I call family, leave the game with absolutely every reason to. It took them almost to the halfway point of this game to start making these changes, and I dare to ask people, do you think it's too little, too late? So I'm looking forward to reading that comment section down below. I want to hear in the comment section down below, what mode are you going to be playing first? Is it going to be Resurgence? Is it going to be Plunder? Because I'm going to be perfectly honest, I used to use Plunder to work on long shots for sniper rifles, and that is going to be no different than it has been in the past. As well as I am definitely looking forward to seeing how that large-scale Resurgence plays, because that just sounds nutty. So with that being said, looking forward to reading that comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, as well as click that subscribe button. You guys have a wonderful day, night, whatever you're doing. Do it wholeheartedly. And this is Dank Dan, signing off.
Get them to click that subscribe button, Dank. It's the only way we can figure out the numbers. What do the numbers mean, Dank? We're wasting valuable time.